Van Lathan recently went on a podcast and said that the death of Harambe was a signal of societal dysfunction.
You want to know who's my op? I never fucked with Harambe.
I gotta be real, bro. I was the biggest Harambe. Harambe almost radicalized me.
Almost?
Harambe was an eyes open moment. Harambe almost radicalized me. This is my thing. Fuck. I don't want to. This Harambe. I went really deep into my thoughts about Harambe. Right. Harambe to me was a signal of societal dysfunction.
Yes,
it is. I think it's easy to dismiss Van's comments and easily say it's not that deep. But after pondering over what he said over the past few weeks, I couldn't agree with him more. The death of Harambe was, in fact, a cultural significant moment that refused to die within the regular news cycle. It was the leading story on North America's primetime news channels, so much so that the stories that truly mattered were considered an afterthought to the death of a guerrilla. For example, Alton Sterling and Philando Castile were murdered approximately a month after Harambe was. Discussions regarding police brutality as it relates to both men did not continue on primetime television beyond 9 days after they were murdered. 15 days after that, Harambe was polling at 5% in the 2016 presidential election. I say that to say this. The death of Harambe is a perfect example of a seemingly trivial event that quietly exposed society's deepest fractures. In other words, this is just a silly, unfortunate story, but it exposed something deeper about how reality operates in the age of the internet. Over the past 10 years, I can only think of two scenarios that are analogous in terms of the impact. These are culturally insignificant events or moments of virality that dominate the discourse so strongly that more serious societal issues happening at the same time fade into the background. The Tide Pod Challenge of 2018 is one of those examples where teenagers were filming themselves eating detergent pods.
And last week we showed you the dangerous social media trend known as the Tide Pod Challenge.
People apparently biting the laundry detergent pods for fun. It ends up in the hospital, though. Those are pretty strong. People are posting photos and videos of the pods being used as pizza toppings, putting them in a bowl, mixing them with bleach for breakfast.
It was such a massive story at the time that after a few deaths related to the trend, companies like Tide and Procter & Gamble had to publicly tell people not to eat laundry detergent. In this moment, modern society realized that the attention economy had become powerful enough that performative stupidity could override basic survival instincts. Meanwhile, the third wave of the opioid crisis was underway, and researchers had finally been able to pinpoint the reason behind it: fentanyl. And much like our government, society wanted to reward a stunt with online discourse while a far more serious addiction crisis affecting millions of people remained comparatively under-discussed. In more recent years, a trend of note is the video trend surrounding the Roman Empire. This was a trend where women would ask men how often they thought of the Roman Empire. This trend led discourse surrounding masculinity, war architecture, and history.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
How often do I think about it?
Yeah.
I guess technically like every day.
Do you think about the Roman Empire ever?
Yeah, I guess, sometimes.
How often?
I don't know. Once a week.
Meanwhile, at the same time, we saw escalating geopolitical tensions and ongoing war coverage that struggled to achieve similar cultural saturation in online spaces, which highlights the juxtaposition on how attention in the digital era often gravitates towards novelty rather than urgency. And I wish we could discuss a story about a dead gorilla, a story about a bunch of stupid teenagers eating laundry detergent, or a harmless question about ancient history. But to me, it is that deep.